Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Well, today I want to talk about something simple, yet a bit useful in some cases. It's about a library called Telenotif. It's for Python. It's a library that I made, and I made it fully open source, which I'm going to talk. Well, the idea was I was training a model on a server, remote server, and it was taking a long time for it. And then I was thinking it would be a good idea if somehow instead of me just connecting and checking if the training of a model finished or not, for example, for some tasks, I don't know, like some predictions, training neural network, reading something, you name it. You don't know how long it might take. So I was thinking it could be a good idea if after finishing it, it notifies me, then I don't have to go connect to the VPN, connect to the server, check if it's finished, and so on. So this idea lighten up something in my mind to make some kind of Python library that's just like printing a message. It sends me Telegram notification. Telegram is, as you know, one of the most secure messengers, and it is my messenger of choice as well. And I decided, and of course, there are many libraries to develop Python bots and many advanced bots and many good libraries. Um, but for some tasks, just like sending a simple notification, you don't want sometimes to get your hand dirty with some bit of code, right? You want it to just have, let's say, one or two line of the code to do the tasks like sending you a notification, just as simple as sending a print like this. So this is the result of what I was saying. Of course, then I searched, there are some other libraries to do similar tasks in different languages as well, but I made it completely open source, put it in the GitHub, and also put it on the PyPy in a way that now you can just install it as simple as just pip install Telenotif, and there is a tutorial here, very basic, of how you can use it or so. Also, I put a GitHub, put it on GitHub as well, so you can just check it at your own wheel. And this is the GitHub project, and you can make sure that every time, there are some cases that some libraries that you just install out of the blue might have some part of code that you don't want, right? Could be even sometimes they can contain malicious codes and something like this. So it is always better to let's say check the codes if you don't know a library and so on. That's why I put it on GitHub as well. You can go here and then here, the main library, and check it by yourself. It is pretty simple. It's like almost 127 lines, and it just use another library that is designed for making Python bots, but make everything simple, no matter if you're using Jupyter Notebook or if you're using completely normal Python, plain Python, it will handle it by itself. So it also can run as a decorator. Also, you can just use it simply just like a print. But let me, instead of talking, let me show you an example. For this tutorial, I'm going to run it on Colab, Google Colab. So you can, of course, do it on your own favorite IDE. I just want to show that it can handle the scenarios if you're using Jupyter, the cloud-based ones, and things like this. Because some technicality under hood might happen if the library is not able to handle it. But let's uh, make everything simpler with just showing an example. So if I just go to the Google Colab. So for those of you that you don't know, Google Colab is, of course, the provided you by Google. It's like some kind of cloud-based Jupyter notebook that you can use free of charge, also paid if you want additional resources like GPUs, more powerful processors, and so on. You just create a notebook, then you have a Jupyter notebook that you can run. First, you can connect to the runtime environment, and then you have it. And it has many libraries already pre-installed, like, I don't know, many famous ones. But for those of libraries that are not installed, you can always use pip. But you should know that every time that you refresh it, the kernel basically resets, you have to reinstall it again. For that, you just can simply put this exclamation mark and use pip and any library you want, like pip install, in our case, Telenotif. It uses this PyPy where I put this library in. In one, let's say, tutorial, I might let's say make some kind of small tutorial to show how you can push your own libraries to PyPy, but not today. Just for you enough to know that this exists here as well. Many libraries, like PyTorch, Scalar, Pandas, NumPy, you name it, all these millions of libraries exist here, hosts here. And for that, it's some kind of hub that everyone can push their code and others can use it. But one thing to have it from me, just don't install any random libraries you don't know, unless it is clear from the source or open source, GitHub project, and so on. And of course, I would be happy if you have any ideas to change the code or somehow enhance it and so on. Back to the example. So if I put pip install Telenotif and then press Shift Enter, so it goes under hood to install this library for me, which I made. And now we have it ready. Okay. But how to use it? As I said, I already put some kind of small tutorials here. And the goal is use this library when a time-consuming tasks is going to be finished and we don't want to check it constantly. So it's some kind helps us to automatize, let's say, sending the message, and we can have the notification on our phone or desktop if you have a Telegram account. So now I have this, let's say, library installed. And how I'm going to use it. So first start from the core. Just assume that I have a time-consuming task. For example, just to make everything simple, I would put, let's say, a for loop item in range, for example, 1000 print item. But it could be billion, right? Something like just it's some kind of symbol for a time-consuming task. And I don't want to check it constantly. I want it when it finished, it sends a Telegram messenger. On Telegram messengers, it sends me some kind of notification. But for that, first we have to have some kind of bot in Telegram. The bots on Telegram are handled through a bot which is officially made by the Telegram team itself called BotFodder. If you go here or here, I put the link of the BotFodder here and here. You can just press it. It goes to the Telegram and then you can have bot fodder here ready. But of course, you can search bot fodder here, and so you don't have to always just using the link. Go and just make sure that you have the original bot fodder with this check mark here. So, okay, when you have bot fodder, and you need to make your own bot. So this bot is for you, and you can control this bot. Of course, you can use, let's say, advanced Python bot libraries to make a sophisticated bot. But at the moment, the goal of the bot for us is just to send a notification for us. But how to make a new bot? You go to the menu and just press a new bot. Says, all right, a new bot. How are you going to call it? For example, my personal notifier, for example, something like that. Good. Now change username for your bot. It must end with bot. So always it's some kind of rule in Telegram that all bots users names, it's always end with a bot. So I would say, for example, personal Sina bot. If no one takes it, I can have this name. Says done. Congratulations, and I have the bot. Okay. It gives me a API. Note that it is personal for you, and you shouldn't share it with anyone. This is only for the sake of this tutorial, and I'm going to delete it after. So that's why it's fine to have it here. So as long as you have this API here, you can, when you press it or just copy it, it copy to your clipboard, and you can control these bots. But now, if I go to this, my bot, and so it has nothing, no, let's say, icon, no image profile and everything. But of course, you can manage it if you go here and to my bots, and then you click, you can edit the bot, for example, change bot settings. I don't know, for example, go here and put a name, put a description, send a photo for it, and you can name it. But I don't want to go to the details. So just for you to know that after you create it, you can manage it more still with this via this bot fodder. So far we know it. And one thing that Telegram made is a bot cannot send message to people unless they initiated at least one message with them. Because if it wasn't like that, the random bots can send all the people spams. So this bot is not able to send me any message unless at least I go to my bot here and press a start. So or some, and then some like a hello message, something like this. But even the start is enough. So let's say the connection is initiated, else it is not able to send me any message. So it is important. If you don't do that and do all the coding, even the code is fine, it cannot send a message to your personal Telegram account. Okay, I have my API as well, and I want this bot sends me notification. But how? I have bot API for now. So let's go back to the code, and I would say in the here in top, I would put it here. Bot API is, it should be in a string. So I have it. Okay. Then now I want I have a bot to, let's say, send message, but send message to who? So you should know your personal ID, and note that personal ID is different to usernames. Usernames is something that you can change on Telegram, but ID is a number, a series of digits, which is unique, just like a fingerprint, and you cannot change it. When you create a user, it automatically initiates by Telegram to you. How to find it? For example, I can have a username, but how to find what is my ID? I can use this bot, user info bot. Also, you can search it, or you just use this link. Is t.me is a let's say link shortener for Telegram. And then here, so you can even search it user info bot. If you just send it a random message like a test, it sends what is your username. We don't want username now. And what is your ID? This number is important, right? We want this for what? Because the bot knows to which person it should send message. Because a bot can, let's say, have interaction with many people. But in this case, I want this bot to send message to me. So, and this is the unique identifier of me, which I found it through the user info bot. Okay, let's hear, and I would say user ID is equal, and note that it is not, let's say, integer, it's a string. So it should be inside the quotation. Okay, now I have this bot and everything. So this part of the having the bot API is similar to making all the Telegram bots. So even if you want to make a very advanced Telegram bots, you must use your API just like this as well. And now let's use our library, which we installed, to send message through the Telegram. Okay, so I just installed Telenotif, right? I'm going to import it. So import Telenotif. Yeah, Telenotif, or no, maybe just make it like the way I made it in the tutorial to be similar. So from Telenotif import notif, the main function that we are going to use. Okay, so we import it, and now I want to connect this instance of the class to this bot API and user ID. As simple as this, with just one line. So I would put like notifier is equal to notif, which we just import here. And it's just enough for this to send the which bot API you want, bot API, and to which user ID. And that's it. So it will be initiated to the bot we just make and knows that the target user is this one. And now, just after this, let's say, for example, this time demanding task, for example, this is, and I want Telegram to notify me when it finishes, right? So after this loop, I would put, let's say, notifier dot alert, a message that you want. Okay, task or loop finished, well, whatever you want, right? As simple as this. Of course, you can, as I said, you can use advanced Telegram APIs, which this is based on those actually. But for this simple task, I just try to make it very simple, because in many tasks you don't want to get your hands dirty with the Python, with those other libraries, and you just want to simply send a message when a task finishes, your model, whatever. And now if I run it, let's run it and see what is happening. So let's say my tasks finished, and I can see in Telegram, this bot sends me message loop finished. As easy as it is. Is it? Also, you can use it in different way as well. How? Let me go up. Also, this is designed in a way that you can even use it as a decorator. Decorator is some, let's say, you can search what is the decorator in Python. If you already don't know, decorator is some kind of Python syntax that you can modify a function to have some extra tasks, to inject or add some extra tasks to already existing function without changing the function itself. What do I mean by that? Some of you know it, but for those that they don't know. So let me go up. So this part, let's say instead of this, these parts are the same. And I have a, let's say, a function, let's say long or time consuming function. And this time from it's just, let's say, I just put a print, but of course it should be something that takes time. Print, let's say, I took so much, but I made it. And then, so I have some kind of, let's say, a function. A decorator, this notif can works as a decorator as well. So without doing anything extra, it is enough for me to just before definition of the function, I put @ sign and then notif dot decorator. That's it. That's it. So you don't change your normal functions. And now if I just call my function just normal, these decorators change this function in a way that after this function finishes, it sends you a message. So sometimes you can use it even this way as well, which is pretty neat. So just let me run it. Okay. Oops. I put notif. I should have put notifier. Like this. And now, because the instance which is initiated to this bot and user ID is notifier, not notif. Now let me run it. See, I took too much and I made it. And you can see my Telegram here blinking function. Even it gets the name of the function automatically for you. Time consuming func finished execution. So that's it. I mean, it's very simple, but can be helpful because, as I said, I didn't want to make such a library in Python, but I had some kind of problem with going to server, checking, oh, if it's finished, if it's not finished multiple times. Then I said, oh, it would be good if something like this existed. And then I create this simple and I put it in the PyPy so you can install it via simply on your ID of your preference, simply like this. So that's it. And very, let's say, simple tutorial, but could be useful in some cases. And as I said, of course, you can go through the source. You can have, I mean, if you have some more ideas, just open an issue or whatever you want, and all the source. And of course, you can even use it purely from the source. Just clone it for yourself and change it, and the code is here, so you can be sure that the code doing nothing except what is promised. That's it. Hope you liked it, and hope it might be a bit useful in some cases for you. See you soon, hopefully.